church. It's John and Donna deal. How y'all doing? Scott has asked that we give a short video here of our experience with tithing. As many of you know, Donna and I woke up one morning in '74, $6.5 million in debt. Didn't know what to do. And it was 12 tough years coming out of that. However, one thing I'd like to say is we never, ever missed a tithe in that 12 years. Not even when other things had to suffer, including many personal items. We never, ever cut God short, because we see tithing as a form of worship to God, and that's exactly what it is, because the tithe is His, it's not ours. The tithe doesn't belong to us, it belongs to God. And Donna wants to address that because her remembrance of tithing goes all the way back to her mom and dad, I believe, doesn't it, sweetheart?
Yeah, it does. I was thinking about why you and I actually started tithing when we were first married, because we just did. And as we thought about that, I remembered, of course, that my mom and dad, as long as I ever knew them, they tithed. And I remember that my dad would kneel at the foot of his, well, on the side of his bed every night, and he would have his prayers. Well, I just thought this was a natural thing to do. Well, after Mom and Dad both died, and as he was looking to me for help with his finances and writing the checks, I saw what he had given over the years. And I knew what he made over the years. He was on a fixed salary, and he actually gave almost 20% to the church. And that was nothing he would ever once said while he was alive. But I can say that to honor him and my mother now. But it's more than that. They received so much blessing from God. I remember Dad saying when he retired that he was going to give back to the government, because he worked for the government, all his sick leave, which apparently he got paid for, but he never took because he wasn't sick, hardly ever. And I'm thinking, God helped in that. There were a lot of other people sick, but he gave a whole year of days sick pay back to the government when he retired. And he could have taken them and said he was sick, but he would never have done that. So that's a principle too, honesty. But anyway, when I looked at the finances, they had given so much to the church. One church, their local church. They lived there, worshiped there, and had their children there, me and my sister. And John and I were married from that church, so it was really strong in my background. My mom and dad sent us to college. They owned their own home. They never lacked for anything. They went all over the world, Hawaii, Egypt. Mama rode a camel.
Sure did.
Where else did they go? They went all over Europe. They went to Alaska.
All over Europe, Asia.
They did everything they wanted to do on that income, which today, and I'm not going to tell you what it was, but today you would think it was not possible. But I think it was possible because God honored their worship of Him in their finances. And they walked, without probably knowing much about it, they walked in kingdom finances. They walked in the kingdom. And we just started tithing when we were married because it was part of my life already.
And let me say this,
yeah.
Quite often we didn't quit at the tithe. More often than not, we gave more than a tithe. Even when we were driving cars that were so old, you really wouldn't want to be seen in them. But cars weren't important to us. Honoring God was. Because we knew when we were in that disaster, financial disaster, that honoring God was the only way out. And so we gave, and we gave a tithe and better. Quite more often than not, we gave more than a tithe. I look back today, I wonder how in the world did we ever do it? I don't know. But that's one of the miracles of God.
It's a miracle.
When you worship Him, and tithing to me is worshiping. It's a form of worship. You know, everybody likes to sing, Everybody ought to like to tithe and give more than a tithe, because tithe is really a worship, because it's giving of yourself to God. It takes time to make money. When you give money to God, your tithe or better, you're giving of yourself to God. And that's what He wants, is our self in worship. Tithe just happens to be one form of worship in God. Fair enough?
Yep.
Y'all have a good day.
Blessings.
Blessings to you.